Only pray, flee.
Same thing?
This is our year.
You know, if getting AT&T's best deal taught me anything, it's that switching things up can be a good call.
Get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. Designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet. Most expensive plan not required.
Like ants, the people of the city scurried. Above them all, a dame, a bold... Oh, Helen, you're narrating again. You stupid sausage. Oh, I'd love a sausage. Feeling peckish, Helen ordered her morning groceries. Oh, I've got to stop this. She narrated. Oh, sod it. Helen wondered what her neighbor looked like naked.
Excuse me?
Was that out loud? Helen picked up her groceries and wanted to die.
You know, everywhere I go in my life, I get ads. Spotify ads, Twitch ads, television ads, YouTube ads. I'm just tired of ads. Can we just delete ads from the world? Yeah, for anyone that's watching, sorry I wasn't talking earlier in the during draft and stuff, man. I was having a coughing attack here, so it's kind of suffering, kind of dying out here. Feel a little better at the moment. Hopefully, for the game, I'm good to go. We shall see. Nothing's working. Love it. Thank you.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Alright, so early on in this game, looks like we're getting ourselves some spiciness. Scorch got a simple little 5-stack here. And then we do see a 5-man invade, but nothing's gonna happen over here. It's just chilling. Yeah, it was a really nice 5-pointing here by Scorch. No one looking to be aggressive to get any too aggressive wards. Rusty did sneak one in, but luckily he was sitting in an okay spot, so they didn't spot him out. And this game will finally get going here. Get some action. Had a very, very long champ select since nobody knew how to properly ban and pick champions. Everybody was just griefing. GeoPro already going in, trying to slap some people up. He does have his PTA, by the way. It's something he did not do last week, and CLT said something about it, so I feel like he didn't like that. Back to his PTA ways. It's a very unique way to play Leona, but it does do a lot of damage. I've seen this guy definitely solo kill people early on in the game with this setup, so give him a lot of trading power. And it even allowed them to get the push. Nicely done. Meanwhile, top lane is kind of brawling out a little bit. Looks like Ares is struggling a bit here in this matchup. Meanwhile, though, there is a gank here on a Bananasaur. Really nice flash to guarantee his safety, but that means there is no summoner now on this Syndra. right back to farming this Morgana goes, too, off of that play. But it does mean Rusty will get to the scuttle first. Or they should. Brandino, though, has dropped the ward, so they're gonna have the info. It's gonna be really hard to make a play top. Oh, and Brandino just flashing under the turret, gonna get solo killed by Ares. Knew that the Graves was around and just made a decision. I really like the attempt. Let's see what happens here. Aristotle has a setup. Can he smite steal this away? He's not gonna be able to, but they are gonna be able to CC him up with the nice little Morgana bind. Should be able to walk out. Should have his E available, and he does. The binding is going to hit. Do they get any more aggressive? They do not. There's a Dark Harvest proc for this Morgana. Aristotle going for the cross map here. Does return to the mid lane. Do a little damage. Walking by. You're probably gonna have to be careful here. Getting chucked very low. Luckily, nice caliber net to keep him off. And Aristotle was looking for the play, but Rusty Crow has arrived, so they should be able to push this Morgana out. They're just gonna walk away. Keep switching to top lane. Really likes the top lane trading. Ori able to pick up a plate here. See Bananasaur roaming down. They do spot him on the ward.
Time to pull the trigger.
Yeah, Scorch stuck around maybe a little too long. Hui was able to get some damage there onto the turret, nearly acquiring a plate for himself. Now fight going in, nice and stop force there onto Brandino, but Brandino does just use the kidnap to get himself out. That's what that all looks like. So he's just kidnapping somebody. Coinflip will end up having the first move onto this Drake. Pretty expected with the bot lane pile here. That means they make themselves a nice little high stack. Let's see if Coinflip does look to contest these grubs or not. They're obviously going to have the tempo on it if they so choose. But Geoprosm has decided to stay bot. They're going to play for plates instead. I think that's a smarter play overall. give the grubs over. I like it, I like it. They are sitting Bananas or bot 2 cover. Ooh, that Zenith Blade nearly landing. Could have been the death of the Syndra. Mind you, the Syndra just got her flashback, so she would have been okay. She's going to have to be careful. They are positioning for a dive. Here's the flash in. Solar Flare. Everything laid down perfectly there. Well done by Geoprowl. That means a 4th plate's going to go over to this Caitlyn in the bot lane. They're getting very, very strong. Chilling out in the jungle there. Still hasn't reset. Oh, she got 2K, 2100 in the bank, though. We built Rusty on Grave. It's over. I don't know. We'll have to see here how it goes. Meanwhile, the top lane looks like Ares might be to get a solo kill, and he does make that 2 solo kills for him this game. A bit of a whiff there by Krieger on the ult. Aristotle got a little crazy trying to invade with his bot lane on reset, but luckily gets away with the play, able to walk out. So we do have Drake spawning in a minute and a half, but it's going to be a Chem Tech here on Drake number 2. Let's see what these two teams decide to do here. So far, honestly, relatively quiet early game. Nice flash there once again by Bananasaur. He's targeted a decent amount this game and been able to survive. I wonder if they're considering a dive topside. No, he's just clearing wards. Oh, he's actually going to walk back in, so they do want to play. Botlane's going to fall here. A couple more autos are going to do it. That is going to be a turret, so... Feet's gonna go over. Aristotle's got to be really careful. They're setting up in this bush. They're gonna look for a play onto Morgana here. Ares gonna come from top over the wall. Beautifully executed here. That should be a solo, or not a solo kill, but a kill. And Feats of Warfare nonetheless going over to Rusty's Graves. A bit of a punish off of that play on the other side of the map where he was forced to burn his flash. Now with Drake up, that means Scorch will get first touch on this objective. But this Caitlyn is very strong. She's coming back rather with her, what is that item called? Utals. So, oh, they're going to try to look for a play onto Calico, forcing out the flash, which is big. Going to go into Resurrection. Nice chrono shift to keep himself alive. But that does mean there is not going to be any ult here for the Zillion, for this Drake. And everybody is down here. So it looks like off that, they're going to end up getting this Drake. And, well executed there by Coinflip. So right now it's 2 objectives to 1. Herald could be feats. See how they decide to play around that objective here. Spawns in about a minute and a half or so. Caitlyn is absolutely massive right now, sitting at 137 CS to 99, and has acquired a lot of gold. I assume the most in this game. Yeah, she's sitting on the most right now with 5,500. A full turret, 5 plates, absolutely massive. Mid is getting hit up pretty hard here. Nice little stun here by Calico. Do see the dinosaur kind of going over. Meanwhile, though, top side of the map, Krieger's going to get jumped on with the unstoppable force. He is able to flash away, but that means there's going to be no flash for this away. But it also means no unstoppable force for this objective. So let's see what they decide to do. They are going to have a nice setup here. As you see, they have the control of the banana bush. They're going to land a nice binding into a beautiful solar flare. The Zenith Blade was buffered. Oh, but a nice chrono shift out of Calico. That does mean Dinosaur should be able to flash away, but here comes Caitlyn with the long scoped kill, and that means Syndra is going to fall. And now they can just turn onto this Rift Hero, which means they are going to get themselves a nice pair of boots. Yeah, it's really hard at these objectives. You know, the banana bush is always the most important bush. If you're walking in and you have no vision, you got to be very, very careful. And a lot of players get punished trying to access it. It's usually best to walk as a team, if anything. Let's say they want to try to siege this down. We do see the full team coming. Ares does have his ult. Off cooldown, a big 3-man unstoppable force is going to be flashing in everywhere. People are running for their lives. Aristotle's going to be the focus. He's just going to get the Chains of Corruption off, which might only net 1 death. But overall, a big little team fight skirmish there for Scorch, picking up a kill onto the jungler and keeping their mid lane turret alive. But oh, Brandino's just going to turn back right onto Boonstra. Boonstra does get the chrono ship, but I don't think it's going to matter. I do think he should fall here. Trap's going to be laid. He does go down, but Mori finds it on a bad spot. There's a lot of trading on this map. We just saw a solo kill in the top lane as well. But Dinosaur actually going to die. Probably 2 Scorch there. My goodness. A lot of brawling. And in the end, it ends up being a similar gold lead for Coinflip as we started. Around 1.5K. No, I do think it's hard for them to play. I had thoughts during draft, but I was, like I said, I was dying over here coughing, so couldn't discuss it too much. But I do think the draft favors Coinflip a bit, just because, like you stated already there, the simple fact that how do you walk in, but also I just think the CC layering that Coinflip has, if they hit 1 target, man, just 1 single target, regardless of chrono shift, doesn't really matter too much. That target's going to be out of the fight automatically. But I do think if it's the wrong target selection and they use that ability, Malphite can turn fights. The re-engage can be absolutely nasty. Meanwhile, Geoprow's looking for a kill onto the dinosaur, and Giger is certainly going to eventually get the kill, and he will. Mid-lane turret is also going to fall in favor of Coinflip here. That's going to bring their gold lead up to almost 3,000. As Drake is spawning, and mind you, this is going to be soul point here at 18.5 minutes. So this is the point now where, if you are Scorch, you know, it's going to get very difficult to play. There's no chance for Rusty to get into the objective. They're trying to do a nice little play here on the mid turret, but Coinflip will have none of it, and will respond accordingly. So, leaving the jungle to finish the Drake, as we now move closer to the 20-minute mark. It also sucks that you're only leading this game for a Scorch right now, like meaningful lead is on your Malphite. Like, he's actually like much bigger than the Mbessa. Yeah, Graves is technically ahead of Morgana, but like you kind of already stated, it's not really easy for him to play. You really would hope that this gold right now would be on your Syndra right now, because I think that's like your win count in a game like this, in my opinion. Her scaling and her able to play at range a bit. They are going to turn here on the Malphite, do a little bit of damage. Oh, Unstoppable Force is actually completely missed, but Geoprom, I find himself in a bad spot. Looks like he should be able to walk by, but Ares is just going to drop for this. Bit of a mistake. They should have to give their Malphite. He does fall. Venusaur trying to turn in. It doesn't look to be the play. And all of a sudden, Scorch is just kind of falling apart at this moment. They're trying to fight it out, but Venusaur is going to get caught out here. He should be able to turn on Archon. They are delaying his death for a bit here. And Geoprom is just going to pick up the solo kill. Rusty cannot walk in here, no matter how hard he tries. Yeah, I'm sorry about the ads, guys. I had it planned out accordingly. I didn't add before we went into game originally, but these guys were scuffing up the draft, and I couldn't do another forced ad. So this is kind of where we ended up. So I am sorry. You know, it's still something we're working through too, but it's just kind of the situation. So I do apologize. If you're wondering what we missed, just an Otacon fight. Broke out. 2 members died. Ares unfortunately missed his Unstoppable Force on everybody. Malphite was taken down, and the Syndra was just picked off, and Otacon was taken. But again, I do apologize. Blame the teams that you're a fan of, because they were. I don't know what was happening. We had to redo draft like 3 times. So. Oh my god, what a buffer out of Geoprom. And that's where I might actually be able to live this. Now the question is, can Aristotle? He will not. Nice Spheres of Power is going to knock him down. Now Butra's trying to just chase them down here. Now mind you, this Swain, it's not huge, but he's looking to be aggressive. Tries to flash in. The play is not going to work. And they're just trying to wait out the ulti. They don't end up doing it well enough, but he is just going to end up falling here eventually. Yes, he will die. It's kill going over to Boris Caitlyn. Now 5-1 on this pick. I know. I'm sorry. I do apologize. Again, like I did my ad right before in the first champ select, and then they started doing all the messes up, so it kind of threw things off. I'll try to see if I can recover and fix it after this game. We'll see. Otherwise, it might continue to be scuffed. I will try my best. You know, also at the same point, bear with us too. We're still learning this stuff too. It's new for us, regardless. How to play around things. This is the most important action, right? This is over. This is gonna be over the soul here. Scuttle is acquired by Coinflip. We're gonna start off. Krieger is pretty low on mana. I don't know how that's gonna matter. It's getting a lot of damage on Ares. Chunk him down to almost half HP. Takes another binding. They're just turning out of this Malphite, trying to do as much damage as possible. They're just gonna go in onto Ares, trying to burn him down. He's gonna be forced to go into the Resurrect, but that means they should have angle on the soul. They're gonna be able to get it. He flashes in, but he only hits one. It's not gonna matter. The rock will be gone from this world as 5 men are standing strong on the side of Coinflip. Brandino does end up dying, but it ends up being a trade kill for the Syndra. Now Baron's on the table. There's not a lot of mana on Krieger, but they do have Ocean Soul ticking. He actually does have TP, so it looks like he's going to TP back in for this objective here. Rusty is going to try to find a way in, I believe, but I know it looks like he's just going to end up giving a. You see Geoprow sitting here. Geoprow can absolutely soul kill this Graves right now. He's forced to kind of play safe. He's trying to keep his E up. He does not have flash. Can he get in? No, he cannot. He's going to drop the Ignite. Nearly kills him himself. And that's Baron acquired for Coinflip. Find themselves up 5K. Got a Baron. Got a Ocean Soul. I do believe this game is pretty much over, if I had to guess. Now it's like, how do you play for real? I don't know how Scorch plays this game at this point. I mean, Ocean Soul is so hard. the play is just turned on to Geoprow, I guess. That is a very tanky Leona. I don't know if that's the angle. But I guess nice attempts. Meanwhile, Bori is pushing the top lane by himself. And there's 5 men of Scorch in the mid lane. Oh, nice little stun there on Aristotle. Will they be able to get the kill? Nice. Zanya is going to come out, so he should be fine. Forces out the flash. Nice Solar Flare is going to land. Beautifully set up there. Brandino's going to find his way onto Rusty, and Rusty is just not long for this world. They will pick up a kill here, as now they're going to transition into the turret and take down a tier 2. You see mid lane here about to fall as well. Caitlyn has a lot of damage. Now they got themselves a nice 5-man push. Oh, and a beautiful binding there out of Aristotle and the Calico. This Zillion is well under half HP. It's going to be hard to play the game here. And they don't have much wave clear. Right? It's just the Swain Syndra, and it's just, that's not a lot, so. Oh, a nice E though. They're gonna try to turn with the Malphite ulti, but a beautiful black shield to keep Aristotle safe. And Malphite's actually just going to die under the turret. Now they're gonna try to walk them down. Their flash Ian Bori is getting pretty aggressive with that ghost running. Oh my goodness, Krieger though, nice setup. Solar Flare is going to also clip Rusty, but they don't have any more damage to get the kill. It'll walk out just barely. It does not matter. Top lane is going to fall. It's going to be 2 inhibitors, and if you look bot lane, you can also see a big wave coming in there. Malphite's still dead for 15. Well, they try to get an engage there to jump on him, but they're not able to do so. But I don't think it matters too much. You're looking at 3 inhibitors down here at the 29.5 minute mark. And Elder spawning in a minute 20, Baron in 2 minutes. Those are your next big objectives. If this game isn't over shortly, I'm sure it will be. Yeah, no, Geoprow has been excellent on this Leona. Nothing new there. Let's see. There is TP on Brandino. They're going to try to turn on to Krieger, but unfortunately, Venusaur did not land the EQ off the Unstoppable Force. So now it's kind of like, what do? You don't have your engage tool anymore. You're forced to walk out, and they're just going to go right at your base. Geoprow is just trying to stop them from getting to base. They're all kind of cut out. This might just be the game right here. Ares does not matter too much in this fight. Nice change of corruption here onto the Swain. Swain being completely locked down. Swain is going to drop. Ares is going to be next. Malphite is no longer long for this world. They can try to defend with GA on Brandino. I'm pretty sure he can just dive under the turrets and not really care too much. All the minions are just pouring in. And this is going to be the game. So that's game 1 victory going over to Coinflip. As they're sending Rusty right back into his own base. GG. Well played here by Coinflip in what was a very calculated game by them. Alright, let's do this. And this. Boom. Perfect. Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get into our next draft here. Okay. Hopefully this goes off without a hitch. I believe I can run the 3-minute ad during champ select and we'll be okay, guys. I think it'll be okay. I think we should not have the problem this time around. Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess so. Maybe we can adjust that. I can look into it, but as of right now, obviously, little harder to do so, but I will say the Nightbot's better now. We've improved some of the issues we've had in the past. I've gone in and adjusted some things, like this. I think I made it so you can actually put caps now and not get like screwed over for it. So we're all learning, you know. I get better each split when it comes to this type of stuff. It's a lot to learn. Meanwhile, though, we could discuss draft a little bit here since I'm actually alive for this draft. Yeah, so we've got ourselves a Nocturne Oriana by Scorch here. So this is a very popular combo now. I feel like it wasn't as famous a couple years ago, but now it just seems like everybody's picking it up, including the pros these days. If you're not aware of it, you can actually Nocturne alt in with the Oriana ball on top of Nocturne, and if timed correctly, you can then get the Shockwave off and obviously pick up your target and or maybe more. Coinflip, though, they're opting in for an Amumu Zaya. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a Amumu jungle. I know Aristotle plays this. I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. I'm not crazy. Yeah, Last World. Well, you know, there's a team here in this league that's been around a long time, Ghosts, way before my time that actually used to play that combo. So funny enough, that's where I learned about the combo. So that was about 2.5 years ago, and they beat us with it. But yeah, so Victor ends up being the B3 here, and then our 3 choice is going to be the Varus. So they're actually going to snipe that away from Bori, technically, though they already drafted their 80 carry. But you can look at it in multiple ways. Boontra also does technically kind of play this too. So I guess you just look at it any way you want. It could be taken away from Bori in the future. It can be picked because it's a Boontra champion. It could also be playing the long con. I mean, it's so many different ways. But I will say if Scorch gets to win on the Varus, that's not going to be available for Bori in Game 3. So bands look mostly the same. There's a couple changes, but Fiora being banned out here for Coinflip. Curious what else they opt into. So Scorch gonna opt in for a Braum ban. I don't think that's a bad ban. I actually like that ban because Coinflip definitely want to be able to protect this Zaya Victor, and Braum can certainly do that. Can tank a few things. Going to get rid of Calico's Nami. Okay. And they're just going to opt in for the Lulu pick. I like the Lulu. Are they lacking in the Seraphine? I think you go Lulu here. I already liked it the moment I saw it. It's really, the Nocturne really loves that. Are they going to lock it in? I mean, Seraphine was okay too, but I like Lulu a lot. Yeah, no, that's great. That Scorch comp looks solid now. I think they've got pretty much everything they need to make this comp work, and they just gotta round it out with a good top lane pick. Meanwhile, Coinflip's comp obviously looks good too, in my opinion. I think Mumu, Zaya, Victor work well together. This question is, what is Coinflip going to do here in B4-5? Going in for the Renata. Now that is not a bad idea. At all, actually. If they try to isolate a target, and if Renata can see that target that's getting isolated, it can be really, really good. But the problem is the paranoia exists, so that will be a little bit of the playing around a bit. But being able to get someone, bring them back to life, of course. Well, not technically bring them back to life, but, you know, tell them to fight or die. With that W there, it's kind of big here when you have a lot of single target CC, especially if they're locked in this Pantheon. But the Zaya Victor are gonna have a hard time playing this game if that's what they opt in for. Yeah, and that's what they're gonna go with. So it's gonna be Pantheon into Camille. Yeah, no, Victor, Zaya, and even Renata are not safe in this game. By the way, anytime Nocturne and Pantheon decide to send it on somebody, they're probably dead if they don't have flash. So. Oh, okay, the Pantheon is a Mundo, never mind. What the hell happened? Bro, but the Pantheon's better than Mundo here. Why would you want Mundo here? Am I wrong? I think Mundo's not good here, no? All right. Well, nonetheless, whatever. I mean, that's where they want to go. They want to go. So.
Only
Alright, well, I'm gonna throw on some music. I'll run an ad here in like a minute, and then I'll meet you guys back after that. Well, I didn't realize I had music playing the whole time. No? I don't want to listen to that.
What's wrong? Can't take the heat?
Grounded?
over. I'll pause it for a second here, just so we're all good to go. And here we are. All right.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Hope everyone enjoyed their time away. I know I did for a few minutes there.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, game 2 looks to be pretty exciting. Except I actually really did like the Pantheon over the Mundo. Anyone in chat have any comments on the Mundo? Man, I don't think the Mundo is better than the Pantheon. Like, you just had a perfect jump on their face comp. I don't know. Yeah, Mundo's tanky, but I think they have damage to kill him. I think Zaya and Victor can still happily deal with the Mundo. And the Camille, by the way. They have damage to deal with Mundo. Of course, someone's going to have to opt in for some healing cut at some point, but, I mean, that's not that big of a deal either. Victor doesn't mind building healing cut. Zaya certainly doesn't either. Most of them was gold Leandries. I'm wondering if that's what he's going to opt in for here, too. He's got the Conqueror on, so I assume so. Oh, really nice use of the handshake. That means Calico's forced to flash away. Yeah, good usage there. He disguised the handshake within the E-shield. Like, even I didn't see it as the caster. Let me just point that out. I didn't see it initially. I was like, oh, hello.
To make the ticking stop.
Brandito with a nice chunk there onto Ares. Oh, nice gank here from Rusty. He's going to find himself around here on the play. So the fear is going to go off on the Geoprow, but he is able to flash away just in time. Meanwhile, Aristotle going mid does miss the initial bandage toss. So the play is going to be dead there. But both junglers getting ganks off here. One getting a sum. So they're going to try to play for the cancel on Rusty. Do succeed it, so. Should point out Aristotle was able to pick up the Raptors during all that, so he's going to be ahead a bit in gold and XP. Aries nearly falling. Brandino with one more combo should be able to pick up the kill here. Let's see if the E is on cooldown. It does look like it is. Nicely done there by Brandino, able to flash away, get himself to safety. I just noticed this is a Dark Harvest Nocturne too, by the way. Rusty is looking to do the deeps. They're considering a dive here. Aristotle is going to show up, but that's going to be first blood going over to Ares. They nearly are able to kill the Amumu under the turret as well. Amumu trying to flash, catch out the Amundo there, and just barely misses the bandage toss. So far, Scorch early on in this game, looking pretty strong. We see Bori once again, though, building up a CS lead here. He's up 10 farm, roughly, or so. I'm sorry, on the reset here. Kind of evens out a little bit, but Zaya is doing very well for herself. Drake is on the board here. We do have a Chemtech Drake. Nobody's hit it yet, so... Alright, so it looks like Rusty is going to start doing... I'm sorry, not Rusty. Aristotle is going to start hitting it. Meanwhile, the top lane, Ares getting the better of Brandino. Now, Rusty is not 6 here, so this is going to be pretty hard play to make. They still want to try to take the fight. They know there is no flash on Aristotle, but they don't fully commit, so he's going to be just fine. Yeah, that steal of the Raptors was huge there. Nocturne has 6 there. They might be able to contest the Drake, but in the end, he's not able to do so. And Drake number 1 going over to Coinflip. Oh, Ares going to get killed here out of the turret. He thought he could just walk over in front of the Camille and hit the turret, and found out really quickly he is not allowed to do that. A bit of a mistake out of him here. Nice use of that ult there from the Varus. Immediately falling is going to be this Renata Glass. Bori will keep himself just fine, though. He still had the Featherstorm if needed. Yo, I just realized, did I call the, yeah, I called the Morgana ult last game, Chain of Corruption, not remembering that's Varus' ult. What is Morgana? Is it something Shackles? Is that what it is? Man, I just realized, none of y'all probably caught that, by the way. No one said nothing, but I caught that just now. Wait a second. This is right. If anybody knows Morgana's alt name, please do tell me now, because that's gonna bother me. Is this something with change too? This bothers me. Cruiser's just casually dancing in the mid lane, don't mind that guy. Oh, they're gonna look for a play. Nice bandage toss, and beautifully done with the Curse of Sad Mommy. Kill will go over to the Amumu, but that is a dead Orianna, unfortunately so, and That means Krieger's going to get some free time on this turret if he so chooses. They are going to cover him, so they can't make a play onto Krieger. Nice use of the piercing arrow there. Oh, nice chain of corruption there. Oh, it looks like they actually failed the combo, but Anasaur did not do it properly. You see the shockwave go off, so that means he is going to trade one back. Momo's going to have now 2 kills in this game.
The only standard that matters.
So Coinflip doing very, very fine for themselves. They've got the grubs, they got the Drake, and Feats of Warfare did go over to Scorch, but they're sitting pretty with everything else on the side of Coinflip right now. And they got themselves about 1.5k gold lead. Nocturne kind of hovering around. I think he's expecting there to be a play here mid. Does spot out the wards. They do know Geoprow is in this river bush. Momo is walking down. He just actually stole the Raptors. Continuing to grow that farm lead there for the Amumu. Haven't started up the Drake. I feel like they should have by now, if you ask me. They could have actually done it this whole time. Kind of delayed on that. And there's an engage here mid lane onto the Victor. Nice use of the Paranoia. Fortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to lot the usage out of that Renata ulti. Keep panning towards top of all the fighting going on. That does mean there's going to be no flash on Krieger's Victor here, as well as Geoprow's Renata. So they're still going to look to do this. They have the Amumu ulti. Nice play, flashing in, huge curse at the same moment there. Going to get 4 members. We do see that there was some fighting top lane as well, but nobody ends up falling off a beautiful play here. Well executed there by the Amumu. But I mean, that means all these sums are burned. No flash on Rusty, no flash on Boonstra, and that means Drake is going to go over. I cannot believe nobody ends up dying during that entire little fight there. That's insane. Oh, but they're going to try to turn onto Bananasaur. Flash in here from Bori, knows that he can pull off this play. There will be a kill, it's just going to be delayed. Trying to push the wave for a little too long. Now we're seeing pings onto this Rift Herald. We do see a TP from Ares. Mind you, Paranoia is up, so Brandino is going to have to be careful. It looks like they're going to try to full engage here on to Brandino, and they will be able to pick up the kill, so that means Herald could be on the table now. At least tempo for it. We do see Boonstra and Calico both sitting bot lane into this Victor here. Instead, it looks like they're actually going to play for the turret on the top side of the map, which Mundo does have demolished. This turret is very, very low. playing it pretty well. Turret is eventually going to drop here. They're going to CC up Ares. He doesn't have Ghost, so he should eventually die. Alt is actually still available, though, so he's going to drop that. They're trying to kill him. I mean, they're dropping so much CC. Eventually, this Mundo will just die, finally going to fall down. And then Brandino is going to catch out Rusty there and pick himself up a kill off the TP. So, yes, they got the turret, but... and they did acquire feats off that play. But you lost 2 members and the Rift Herald. Surprised they haven't attempted to try to kill Krieger under the turret there. They did have the Change of Corruption. It's a decent amount of damage on this Varus. Now, though, we see Brandino walking down. He does have his ulti. Calico's going to flash in and use Wild Growth on herself. Is that going to be enough? It's not, as Lulu is going to fall. Brandino is actually going to continue to go in, but here's the barrier bait. Isn't enough? It is. Brandino getting a little too excited. Wanted more than he needed. And here's the engage in here from Rusty. Going to drop the W. Should keep him safe. Here goes the fear. And eventually this Victor will die. Shutdown going over to Rusty Crow. And a lot of fighting. And it's going to kind of even this gold back up. Because now we're looking at only about a 2K difference. Which is what we've been sitting at for most of the game here. I can't speak sometimes, guys. I just fall over my words. Blip, 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 blip. I'm fucking stumbling. At first I thought Aristotle was actually going to try to go on the Mundo, but I was like, okay, never mind. He just wants to hit the, he just wants to hit his Grom. So only things to note at this time, there's a 350 gold shutdown on this Amumu. A lot of the gold allocation's pretty even across the board. Jungle obviously is a bit of a difference there. It's about 700 gold there. And about 800 gold in the 80 carry roll as well. Other than that, we're pretty even. And that gets us to around 1.5k. We do see Rift Herald dropped here, though, in the mid lane. So this turret is going to fall. We're just going to have to be very careful there. Let's see if they try to utilize it to play for tier 2 or not. Mumu is going to get inside of it, but he's actually going to travel bot lane with it. Let's see how the drift goes. I'm done with this top lane fighting. I'm clicking off here. Nicely done here on the drift. Well utilized here by Mumu. The turret does not fall, but it's even lower after that initial play. Lastly, Drake is spawning too. So we got Cloud coming up, and that's going to be Soul Point. I expect a lot of action here in the next minute or so. We will have also Otacon coming onto the map. Now there is a ward, but here comes the TP in from Mundo. Do the TP in just in time. There they go. They execute the combo correctly. Victor is going to drop immediately. Does get his ult off, though, and that's a lot of damage. Ares now is just walking at the team, trying to be a nuisance, trying to create some space. Change of Corruption is going to land there on Aristotle. Aristotle should end up falling here. He's actually going to turn back in. Really nice ult there to kind of keep him safe there from Geoprow, but that doesn't mean the Drake will fall. And well executed there by Scorch. Got the combo off correctly. That is a dead Victor. That is a Drake. The big thing there was Brandino did not have TP to be in that fight, so he does get the top lane pushed. So they would miss about a wave up there. Well, actually, no, Orianna will actually respond just in time. And the bots are fault. Oh man, Krieger TPing in there, kind of crazy. Luckily, nobody else was around, but I can imagine a world where if they stuck on the map, that Victor could be in a very bad spot. Now, Orianna does have TP, so I'm wondering if they're going to send Orianna to the top side of the map to match Camille. It does not look like it, and they're actually just hitting the Otacon right now. This bot turret is also going to fall. So they're looking like they see Nocturne on a ward. How are they going to respond to this in time? It's already under 10k HP. They're finally starting to walk over. Mind you, again, there is a TP from Brandino. Brandino is TPing in, though the Xayah is still not there to the fight. Here comes Orianna TP. She does TP to a safe ward, so she will be all right. But the combo is not there just yet. Here's the engage. Going in. Nice play onto the back line. And Mumu is going to fall. Shut down. Rusty picks up the Otacon, flashing away, surviving with the wild growth. Ares now trying to kite back. Beautiful pullback of the feathers, though, by Bori. They're going to be able to pick up the Mundo on the retreat. And it's just going to be a 1-for-1. But the Otacon is the biggest pickup on top of what I believe was a shutdown on the Amumu as well. Brandino, though, trying to get in. No, Brandino's just going to get bursted down. It is going to be, again, a 1-for-1 on that trade. Hawk here, you got to be careful. Very careful. Charging up at the piercing arrow. It's not going to land. It's not at the distance. So it ends up being a 2-for-2 in the end. But the Otacon secured there by Scorch is going to mean they are in this game still. Yeah, they're up about 1.5k on the size of Coinflip, but that evens out with the XP and adaptive you get off of the pedals from Otacon. So this game just got interesting. It's 2 Drakes to 1. It's very, very close right now. It kind of makes you think, guys, if that very first combo doesn't fail between Rusty and Bananasaur, how different this game might be. Because so far, since they've succeeded at the combo between the Nocturne and Ori, they've won every fight that they've taken with that. So now we're going to get set up around the Baron. 2.5 minutes until that spawns. The biggest thing here for Coinflip is they still have their mid-tier 1 standing. So it makes it harder for Scorch to get proper vision and step up. But I will admit this window looks like it's starting to become a bit of an issue to deal with. It's now on 2 items. Actually, 2.5. So looks like they're setting up a play here onto Brandino, and he takes the bait. Nice buffer, though, on both the Fear and the Shockwave, but I don't think it's going to matter because here comes the Chains of Corruption, and here goes your life. Brandino is going to fall for his mistakes there. So that's going to set up a bit of a tempo. We do see the Drake spawning here in 45 seconds, but look at all the ward coverage there in the blue side of Scorch that Coinflip have set up. Brandino does not have his TP, so that's going to be very crucial. Drake does spawn in 30, though, so there's a 10-second difference in his spawn, so he should be able to get there to the Drake. Ares, though, just kind of walking in, forced to use his ulti. A bit of a mistake here by him. They're going to try to turn onto the Mundo. They have to use the Wild Growth on the Mundo to keep him safe. Maybe they can chase back. They need to chunk out Aristotle just quite a bit. They are missing all of their big playing ults here. Aristotle can be forced to reset. Mundo does have the Warmogs ticking. Brandino is coming back onto the map. Looking at this cooldown here, Rusty's ult is coming back up, so Paranoia is going to be live here. Who is going to be their target? Momo is already very, very low. Going a huge play! Finding 3 members of Coinflip, and Coinflip are just dying in an instant. And that is how you pull it off. Double kill going over to Ares. As this Drake certainly should be going over to the side of Scorch. Krieger and Bori still trying to mess with him a bit because they're trying to play for a little more here. But I do think this will not be contested here in the end. And here's the smite secure. And all of a sudden, Scorch finds themselves for the first time in this game with a bit of a gold lead. And they're walking down these turrets. This tier 2 should fall, cutting off both Krieger and Bori. They're trying to get there, but they just can't. Now this game gets a little harder for Coinflip, I think. You see the posturing here towards Baron getting some set up here, and Marcelo now just starts losing a lot of his jungle. Yeah, Brandino's at a point where he knows he wants no beef. No more beef with the Mundo. I'm good. So they might look for a player on the Ares. I don't know how I feel about this. If they do this, Baron will fall. Ares though, he is going to die eventually here. Kill goes over to the Amumu, but the Baron has been started up. Let's see what these two can do on the other side of the map here, as it is just Bori and Geoprow. They're gonna just drop the ulti to try to kind of negate it, but here's the engage. It's only gonna find nobody. In fact, beautiful Feather Storm coming out of Bori there, and all of a sudden Coinflip is turning this play around. A bit of a misstep there. Oh, but Bori's getting a little aggressive. He is going to fall here. Wait a second, can they play this? Oh, the hits to the bandage toss on a Banana Sword. Curse of Samami is going to come out. Now Butcher's going to try to run away here. Mundo does have TP coming up soon, though. That is something to note. Paranoia's on half right now. There's no flash on Rusty, though, so they're just going to try to, I think, we hope that Mundo can kind of TP in and create something. He is here. He's going to be running into the pit here. He's already at 6K, though. Rusty's not going to have a way to get in. Is there an opportunity for a steal? Rusty's going to try to walk. He doesn't steal it, but that does mean that Mumu does die. No, the Mumu's going to live. Beautiful use there with the W. He finally does drop, but the Mundo's also going to fall. And with 3 members strong, Coinflip has the Baron, and they're staring down an opportunity to win this game. Yeah, I almost feel like during that little spot there, guys, maybe if they just stay on the Baron, I think Scorch can just burn it down. I get the point. They feel like they have to fight there. But maybe I'm wrong. Nonetheless, ended up going over to the side of Coinflip. And also, I think pulling the trigger on the Xayah is really, really hard with the Featherstorm, right? I think if she doesn't have the ult, you can go ahead and try to engage on her, but you kind of saw what happened when they chose to do that, and it ended up netting nothing off the play. The question is, are they tracking that cooldown so they don't try it again here? One from now, they find themselves up about 2K here, utilizing this Baron pretty well. There is some tier 2s on the top, but waves are not pushed in. So that will give Scorch some time to collect themselves. That was very, very risky by Krieger walking there. I'm surprised that Winter didn't turn to fight there. What is happening? We're not base racing, are we, guys? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys do not have Baron. What just happened? Scorch, a bit of a misstep here. That means the tier 3 is going to fall. The inhibitor should fall next. Brandino is going to go in here on the Banana Sword. Oh, the Brandino is going to get chunked so quickly. Nice shockwave. We're going to get the kill. Ooh, the Nocturne's actually got a flank here. Changes of Corruption is going to land onto Geoprow. Piercing Arrow goes off just in time. Here comes the Redemption. They're going to heal him up a bit. Here's the engage. They're not able to kill Geoprow in time. Nice Re-engaged there by Aristotle, but Aristotle so squishy on this Amumu is going to fall, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 as the Mundo also does drop. Nice attempt there by a flank by Rusty. Drake is on the table. Both junglers are dead though, so let's see if they consider walking in. Brandino is going to respawn though in time. Oh, I'm sorry, no, Rusty is alive. My apologies. So here comes the TP. There's a lot of vision set up here. Rusty trying to find his way in. And here comes the TP in from Brandino. Shockwave is now off cooldown. There's going to be a flip. A nice flash to try to engage there. Drake will be secured there by Bori. And they are now on soul point with inhibitor down. Baron spawning in about 2 minutes. Yeah, I mean, Brandino has made some mistakes. It's kind of keeping them in the game. It's okay, though. We're not here to judge. Not here to judge his grief. Both these teams honestly been playing pretty well overall. It's been a battle, you know. Similar to game 1. Kind of duking it out. But this time at least Scorch is more equipped to fight back. And they've done so far. But they're staring down about a 4K gold lead. In advantage of Coinflip. Like I said, they're down this inhibitor for another about 3 minutes or so. And then they're going to try to contest Baron with the bot inhibitor down. It's not easy. I wonder if Rusty ends up switching to a blue trinket here and they just try to play for steal on Baron instead of just full-on fight. Alright, nice chunk there by Bananasaur, getting Krieger about half HP. I do like that little play, but unfortunately now he finds himself in a really weird spot, so they're going to try to turn onto him. I think he is going to fall eventually. Yes, he will. Change of the corruption is just not going to mean enough. I actually thought I liked it, but never mind, I do not like the play. Bananasaur ends up getting himself caught out. Baron in 45 seconds. There is no TP. On this Orianna, so it'll be up in time for Baron. This question is, can they defend their base? We have a big wave in the bot lane. There's currently 2 super minions marching down. The third one will be on the way. Another 15 seconds here. Ares is forced to ult just to live. They do get the Renata ulti out though. So that's a big. So there's 2 big ults here before Baron. But again, look at the big wave. There is TP on this Mundo, so the Mundo's probably gonna be the one to cover that. But will they be able to burn it down quick enough? I mean, it's dropping so quick. Already on 8K. This Baron should go over to the side of Coinflip with no contest, as it will. Well executed there. And now we look to Soul. So Soul in 2 minutes. Gold lead is almost 9K in this game right now. I want to say about another minute or so on the inhibitor, maybe like 45 seconds. So that should be up soon. Yeah, there it goes. Should be responding in a second here. So they will have their inhibitor up for the soul fight. Someone is going to have to deal with the bot wave, though. Looks like Ares is walking over. kind of trying to think where does Scorch play here? You know, what's the angle here? Who do you pull your trigger on? And that's the person you're gonna try to one shot. Mind you, they have to one shot. And I'm kind of almost wondering if you go for the Camille. If she fails the buffer, she will die. So they're actually going to have a Bori just hitting the Drake by himself. They are none the wiser either, by the way. And that's going to be so collected. Really well set up there by Coinflip. The Ghost was used on Ares. Here's the engage. Who are they going to find? Beautiful. Renata ulti is going to hit every single member of Scorch. And they're just not going to be long for this world. They do pick up a kill. Double kill so far. What a fight, actually. I thought no one was long for this world, but no. It's a 3-for-3. What a fight. Bori is up, using the Featherstorm really, really well. Nice flash here out of Bananasaur. Really bit of the kill, they will. Boomstone, you just gotta fight it out. Wow. What a Renata ult, man. So well played. Here's the one positive. There's no flash now on this Xayah. Yes, you don't have soul if you're Scorch, but the mid inhibitor falling is better than your bot inhibitor falling with Baron's going to be a thing. And with no safety net besides Featherstorm, if the Featherstorm is off cooldown and they're able to make a play on this Xayah, mind you, Bori's 11-0-3, absolutely massive, then maybe they can win a fight here. But really, really well executed there by Coinflip, kind of making them think that they weren't on the Drake, but they were just sending the AD carry to hit. So Baron another 2 minutes. This has been a very, very long game. I feel like I've casted a lot of these long Scorch games, man. Always going to like 40 minutes. Can Scorch pull this off? The gold lead has pretty much stabilized. We are near the end of everyone's builds. Oh no, a misusage once again, failing the combo. They do get the flash out of Krieger, so it's not a complete waste. But now that means they have no Nocturne Ori combo up, and they end up giving their inhibitors for that decision in play. It's really hard to play now with Baron spawning in a minute. And your engaged tool off the table. And we haven't even discussed Elder, which is also in the game and going to be a thing here in about 3 minutes, but I feel like this game is probably now going to end on this Baron play here, coming up in about a minute. They look for a play on to Rusty. Aren't able to find it, but they can just free hit on to Ares, but he is still pretty tanky. Nice shockwave and a beautiful change of corruption. Aristotle is going to fall. Oh my goodness. Nocturne finds his way to the back line. Somehow the Amumu ends up living, and no matter how hard they try, they just do not have enough. And now Bori just gets the free hit onto their turrets. Venusaur ends up getting hit by a nice handshake, and it looks like this game is going to be over. They're telling their AD carry, just hit, just hit, just hit. GG. Well played, as Coinflip will 2-0 Scorch and finish up our day of crazy games. Really, really, really well played there by Coinflip. Man, what a series, what a game. Very fun to watch. It's really unfortunate that Scorch messed up that combo there at the end. Maybe they kill Victor. Yeah, they might lose their inhibitors, but they could slow any more play after that and stall out a little longer. But that's going to be all she wrote, so GG's and congratulations to Coinflip picking up, what was that, their third win of the split? we can check standings actually real quick. We can take a peek at those. Let's do that before I get off. I think all the games have been played for the day. So let's see here. Yeah, so everybody, for clarification, they're not actually 4-0. For some reason, Battlefield counts the bye as everybody gets a win for bye existing. So realistically, yeah, they're 3-0. Coinflip at the top right now. Of course, Hashira did not play this week. Hashira's hidden leaf. They have not changed their name on Battlefield either. I don't know why. It just hasn't happened. So yeah, they're on top of the leaderboards at this very moment. So that means with Small Brain's victory today, they find themselves moving into third place. The Scorch drops to 1 and 2. But yeah, so that's what Group A is kind of looking like, and then we can kind of drop down to Group B, take a peek at the top 3 here. As Instinct, they are also 3-0. They had a hard-fought series today against Saboro, who look very, very good. I'm excited to kind of watch those games back a bit. Ninja Turds got their victory today, moving into 2-0 and finding themselves in the second spot. And Femboy Jellyfish is just currently sitting at 2-1. Only loss coming to Instinct, are currently in the 3 spot. So it'll be very interesting how it kind of plays out, and what happens here moving forward. But there are still a lot of League of Legends to be played. 4 more weeks in total. So it'll be an exciting push towards playoffs here. Why don't we just take a peek at Week 4-2? Let's kind of peek at that real quick before I hop off for the night. Kind of look at what's going on. So Capuchunga is going to be playing Hashira next week. Vancouver versus Scorch. That's going to be a very important game. Also, it's Bananasaur's former team. So a little bit of a storyline there. Same Banana Posse is going to be in a bye. And then Coinflip versus Small Brains. That's a really pivotal matchup, right? That could have ramifications for those top 3 spots as of right now. As we move into Group B, there we've got Ninja Turds versus Team Ghost. As Nexus spoke, he's excited to play against me. I'm excited to play against him, and hopefully we can turn our team around. We've been not looking so good the first 2 weeks. We'll see how that goes. We got Free to Play 2.0 versus Femboy Jellyfish. Free to Play honestly looks pretty good in all of their matches. Just haven't been able to pull out any wins so far. So I'm hoping that they can pull it off and kind of figure themselves out. Femboys obviously look great. So it should be an exciting one there. Instinct is on a bye, and then we have Team 3 versus Saboro. Big implications there as well, as both those teams, both with a victory, are kind of fighting to try to jockey into that 3rd spot. So that's going to be our next week's matches. Until then, tune in. Obviously, we will have Midwest Weekly out, hopefully earlier this week for you guys, not Friday again. With all the games done, I don't got nothing going on really. Maybe we'll do it Monday, and we'll get it out there for you guys. We'll see what's up with the CLT there. And that's it. So thank you again for watching. GG to all, and we'll see you guys soon.